this is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. It is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. I wanted to come here, guys, and share this story with you in case you don't hear about it, because a judge in Texas has just ruled out that they have placed so many people in nursing homes that are not getting the correct treatment. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you everything that's going on over there. Before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who is listening using Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow the podcast on those platforms. That way, every time I make a new episode, you get a notification. And of course, thank you so much, everybody who's watching this video right now on YouTube. I cannot believe it's almost the end of June, guys. It's going super fast. The months are going super fast. But as you guys know, if you've heard me before in the podcast, I always say to you guys, if you have a family member in a nursing home, make sure you check on them. Okay, and if you're not available to check on them often, make sure you hire somebody, or get somebody that can help you, even like a family member, church person, or anybody, or a friend that lives close by. You can pay them something, so that way they go and visit your family member in a nursing home if you cannot do so. Advocating for a family member in a nursing home is so crucial, okay? Because you are basically their voice, and you want to make sure that when you have a family member in a nursing home, which a lot of people cannot understand, when you have to make a decision like that, right? You have to make sure that you're checking that they're getting the right treatment, that they're not losing weight, that they're able to look at you in your face, like still be able to make eye contact with you, even talk. I know everybody who is placed in a nursing home, everybody has a different thing, so I'm just saying, like, you want to make sure that they are not declining in their treatment, because that's when you realize something is off, right? So this is something that I was reading about, and I'm gonna share with you guys. A judge in Texas has ruled that in Texas they have been illegally placing people with severe disabilities into nursing homes for decades. Okay, we are living in the times where everything will be exposed. It makes me wonder, do people have no fear of the Lord, right? There are so many things, guys, that are coming up to the surface. God is shaking up everything, every industry, everything. And it tells you, wow, people think they're gonna get away with things, right? They think just because they can lie to you in your face, that God is not watching them lie to you in your face. It's just insane. Like, people have lost the fear of the Lord. And the thing with this article, with this situation in Texas, is that if you're not checking on your family member, they're gonna make decisions for them. But nobody will care more for your loved one than yourself, right? That's why you have to advocate. They might sound like they do care, but you can still go and question things. You can question treatment, question medication, and and say, oh, this is not working out. Like, I remember us telling the nurse, or telling I'm like, she's been on this new thing regarding my mom. I will be like, she's been on this new medication for a couple of weeks now. I don't think it's working. I see a change, this and things like that. But if you don't go often, right? If you're not there to supervise that, who's gonna make that decision for them, right? Who's gonna say, it's not really working out? It could take many months for them to realize, oh, let's do this evaluation again, because usually they'll evaluate every 6 months or something to kind of figure it out. But it says here, a federal judge in San Antonio has ruled that the state of Texas for decades unnecessarily institutionalized 4,500 people with intellectual and developmental disabilities into nursing homes facilities, denying them appropriate services that are required under federal law. Let the investigation, man. Everything's being shaken, right? Everything's being brought to the surface. A U.S. District Court Judge Orlando Garcia of the Western District Court of Texas on Tuesday called the violation severe and ongoing. Texas actions have caused irreparable injury to people with IDD, which is intellectual and developmental disabilities, who are in nursing home facilities. And this judge made this 475-page ruling. Garcia, which is the judge, said the state deprived thousands of people from pre-admission screening, professionally appropriate assessment of their abilitive needs, specialized services to meet those needs, and active treatment. The ruling came in a class action lawsuit filed 15 years ago on behalf of institutionalized plaintiffs represented by the Center for Public Representation Disability Rights of Texas and Slightly Austin LLP. I apologize if I mispronounce the name. So 15 years ago, they filed this lawsuit. Stephen Shores, a special counsel at the Center for Public Representation, called it a landmark ruling, a long time in the making, right? It is clear that he said, quote unquote, that this court cares about people who told their stories, elevated their sometimes tragic situations, and was really compassionate in understanding what sort of terrible lives people were forced into, unwittingly, unknowingly, and really against their will. Oh my goodness. Imagine something like this, right? I can never express myself enough, say this enough. If you, even like a friend of a friend that you know, like their parents is in a nursing home, help them out. Say, I'm gonna go with you, and you can show me that I can come and like check on your family, on your loved one, like maybe once a week, and I can help you out with that, and that way you can report back and see if you see any changes, any change in how they're eating, how they're behaving, things like this, especially with the people that are in nursing homes that cannot speak for themselves, that they are nonverbal. That's what I mean. 15 years this investigation started, and now they have rules. They have ruled this out, that all these people were placed in nursing homes and they were deprived of the correct treatment, right? Sometimes, I know sometimes we don't understand something until it happens to us personally or somebody close to us. And that's unfortunately, because when it comes to life, we all know we're all gonna get old at some point, right? We're all gonna need a system, and your life can change at any moment, right? So it says here that in 2013, the plaintiff negotiated a settlement agreement with the state of Texas that will make community programs available as an alternative. And they said at that point, a new governor took office, and it says here, so essentially we wasted 4 to 5 years trying to negotiate a collaborative approach that will make it less expensive and less intrusive and more effective. The Texas Department of State Health Services and Governor Abbott's office did not respond to the request. They say that in 2013, when they reached the settlement, the new governor, Greg Abbott, repudiated the agreement and refused to sign it. So they're saying that when that happened, they lost 5 years of their investigation. Judge Garcia ordered the state of Texas and plaintiffs to get together and propose a fix to the violation by August 1st. So now they have a deadline. Shore said the plaintiffs are hoping to talk to the state soon. In the meantime, he praised the decision that he said starts the path for many of the people institutionalized by the state of Texas to come home. And they say, and for the 4 named plaintiffs and probably many others who died waiting for Texas to comply with the federal law. This decision is a poignant testimony to the patient's perseverance and courage, he said. So sometimes, sometimes I wish there would be more help when it comes to like nursing home. Obviously, nursing home staffing is always an issue. Okay. Sometimes I wish so much emphasis, like more emphasis, should be put into nursing home staffing, making sure that that people are being held accountable for what they report back. And every time, like it happened in this case, there's so many cases, right, that when they're bringing somebody into admissions for a nursing home, that they get truly evaluated, right? You need to understand, well, what I found out, right, going through this process with my family, is that they're also like a business, right? So they want to fill the beds too. You need to understand that they want to fill the beds. And we can talk about this for a long time. There's so many things, but I wish sometimes it was so frustrating during the pandemic to see like people looking at their loved ones through windows, like they were in jail or something, right? And then they kind of like worked something out, but that was like after 6 months during the summertime that they let people into like the patio area. You need to understand, a lot of people in nursing homes, they face loneliness. Imagine in this case with the Texas situation, imagine in this case being in a nursing home and you're not even supposed to be there, and you just basically living your life year after year with the incorrect treatment being provided for you, being deprived of that treatment just because you were, I guess you can say, labeled this thing and there was no assessment, right? You will think that, I think if the states everywhere will be more into like looking at treatment plan and making sure they are popping up, right, unannounced, right? Because every time there's a visit, everything is so announced. Of course, everybody's gonna be the best, right? When it's unannounced, they're gonna be in the best behavior. Everybody's so loving and caring and everything, right? I wish they could be a little more smart. I wish there could be more emphasis into making sure that everybody who is right now in a nursing home, regardless of what insurance they have, right, that they are treated right with dignity and respect, and they are getting the correct treatment, and that the staff is not overworked, because what happens when people are overworked, their work suffers. And when you're talking about a nursing home, but who suffers is the patients, right? And that's the thing. I wish there could be more opportunities like that they can see, that they can really say, what, if you're gonna have a nursing home open and you're gonna have so many patients here, people that need one-on-one care, we're gonna give you enough budget so that you can hire enough staff, that you can always have staff here. So that way, starting with that, the staff doesn't get overworked, like I said, and that everybody who is there's a reason for them to be there, not just being there, just because they don't have any other options, right? There's always an option for treatment, especially what happened to this group of people here. 15 years ago, they started the lawsuit, and they just have, they came to a rule out just now. So I'm glad this is happening. So we'll see what comes out of that. And everybody who, they're saying they have a lot of people in nursing homes right now, and the goal is for them to go home. So also the transfer to going home, like the caring, to have a plan of care when these people are discharged to, and where they're gonna live now, right? So let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.